Hey y'all, Golden here. I have wrote something. I got a little something for y'all. So, unfortunately, due to unforeseen circumstances, I can't even talk. Forgive me, guys. Unfortunately, due to unforeseen circumstances, things at the round table have changed. Creep isn't going to be able to attend the round table, but however, being that I am the co-host, I will be taking over for now. Um, all he did was speak the truth in real, and people didn't want to be accepting of that, and they chose to go against the grain and get him out the way. But however, being what they did, um, it stops nothing because I'm here to take over and do what needs to be done. Because the round table isn't going anywhere. Point blank, period. It will continue to exist whether Creep is here or not, which he won't be no time soon, because people didn't want him here. So that's I had to let y'all know. Um, all he did was defend himself. All he did was defend himself. People want to start a war. Of course, you're going to defend yourself, So I guess they went against the grain and, God help or whatever. And, so that's what it is right now. So it's unfortunate, but yes, that's what's going on. But I will be here, Miss Golden. We got the golden hour. But I was talking about something that I came across 2 months ago. It's about abortion. So basically, if you're pregnant or your woman's pregnant, ladies, if you're pregnant or man, your woman's pregnant. What if they're saying that your baby will be born disabled? Would you keep it or would you terminate it? Because I know, like when I was 24 with my first son, they were trying to say that to me, that he was going to be born with Down syndrome, okay? But they wanted to do that test. It's like a meiosis or something. There's like a big long needle like this, and they put it in your belly button. And I guess they get some type of fluid, and then that's how they determine if your baby's going to be born with Down syndrome. So of course I'm not going to get that because I'm already scared of needles as it is. Some people aren't, but I am. I'm terrified of them. Okay, so I was like, no. So at that time, it was like, well, everyone was saying, like in the family, like, well, if he is, you just have it because that's your child, and special needs kids are, they're human, and whether that or not, they're special, So why would you do that? So me, I was gonna have it whether he had Down syndrome or not. But it was just that thought, like, dang, what if, So I know that, like, in the beginning, I was upset, like, I was, like, praying a lot, crying, of course. But then I got a call. I guess there was a mix-up, and then the lady was like, oh, no, your test, because I think they did another test. I don't know, it was so long ago. But she was like, no, that you're fine. And then she called me over the phone and said it too, and you're not supposed to do that. So everybody was mad about that because she told me over the phone. They actually were supposed to call me in. So, yeah, it came out my son was born healthy and stuff. So thank God, but still, like, even thank God if they're born, Down syndrome. It's a blessing, to even get pregnant is a blessing. So I was doing my research. Basically, I had the pros and cons. But before I get into that, a YouTuber named Jesse Ridge, okay, it was revealed that him and his wife ended their pregnancy after doing a a Down syndrome after having a Down syndrome diagnosis. Okay, so a lot of people show them love and support, but a lot of people, gave them death threats. So, it's just, it depends, like that goes like, towards the pros and cons, because the cons is they can, be born with severe health issues. What if you don't have the money? That takes also emotional toll, because I work with disabled kids. I'm a bus driver, so you have someone's, like some of them in wheelchairs, like their like legs are shorter than the other. It's just unfortunate and it's horrible. Like a lot of these kids are born with disabilities. Like a lot of the ones I have autism. But recently I've seen ones that are actually disabled, like the ones that are in wheelchairs. A lot of Down syndrome kids. So I think just like a lot of them have like health issues. Some probably get diabetes and they have other stuff. So it depends on the parent too. It's just probably a lot of money. It's just they don't want to see their baby in pain, their kid in pain. Just a lot comes with it. So and then like the pros is like they really, they want to do stuff like that. Like they could care, they have a deeper love and understanding for it. At the end of the day, that's their kid. And then of course religious reasons. So that's another, like that's like kind of like the pros. That's like why they would keep their child. But they were saying that in Iceland, 2 or 3 children with Down syndrome are born average each year. So they have a lot of kids out there born with Down syndrome. And I haven't seen a girl, a young lady, that she said that she was born healthy. She's from Iceland, but she got disabled when she was 8. And people were telling her that her parents shouldn't have had her and stuff. So, it's unfortunate. I also know someone who their son was born with their heart out of their chest, and she ended up giving him up for adoption, so it depends on the parent, and it depends, on the situation. I see a lot of women, with kids that are disabled, and they're they're just so loving, and just like I don't understand like why people would do that to their child, like abort it, but I mean that's like judging. I can't just say that, because everyone's situation is different. Like for me, I would have kept my child. I have another son. He's autistic. He's on the spectrum. So, then some people even say like actually like the disabled kids like that, like autism and stuff, like they're actually better. Like they say that. I have a couple people say that they're actually better, because they're chill. You have these other kids that kill and do all this crazy stuff. So like I kind of agree with that. They have their own program. They don't bother nobody. So they have like a schedule and stuff. And especially with autistic kids, they have their own program, their own schedule. So, and then you have these other kids that are just just like the stuff that they do already, like sexual assault, and like just like the case out of Chicago, them kids were young that did that. How they sexually assaulted that little girl. You know what I'm saying? So like kids like autism stuff, they don't do that. They actually get bullied and stuff happening to them. So I don't know. I just think like, yeah, it depends on the parent, their situation, and it's just the way this world works and how life works. Just like the girl, she was born healthy and she got disabled at 8. you know, and you never know. Like, yeah, um, you abort your kid because he's Down syndrome, but you never know. You can have another kid and down the line become disabled because of something. So I don't know. You know, some people, they say too, some people just shouldn't have kids, you know, because whatever it is, it's from God. It's a blessing. So, you know, you should just, you know, just, I think, have it, you know, but I'd rather, like, you have it. I don't even know if adoption's okay, you know, because I know a girl, gave up her she gave up her first daughter, and then what, a year after she had what, three more kids. So like, what was the point? And I think what, she was like 2 years older from when she gave up her daughter. So like, and then like it was messed up because it's like the daughter didn't really want to have nothing, you know, to do with her and stuff. I think she even tried to get her back, but you know, it's like, that's what I'm saying. You have to really, really know what you want and just like research stuff. Like, you guys, I think people should have that conversation before even having kids. You know, because I think everyone should have their kid because it's a blessing from God. You know, you shouldn't do that. You know, so, and then they try to say too, like, women like my age, like, we can't have kids because they'll be born with Down syndrome, and they say that, but actually they say now that women that are a little older, that they have kids that are actually healthy, you know. So, you know, it just depends. It just depends. But yeah, so also I wanted to talk about a young lady. Um, she's a TikToker. She's kind of popular. I don't even know her name. I think it was Miss Mama or something. But she has 4 kids, and that was her whole thing on TikTok. She would like just show her daily life, like they were gonna go get something to eat or go to the store. So yesterday, she went to Marshall. She only had 100, but she made it work. She got something for her restroom. She got her little son a little police costume. She was even saying, like, little does he know that this is going to be his Halloween costume. Well, Saturday morning, early Saturday morning at 2 a.m., she tragically passed away in a car accident. So some guy was driving her Kia. She was in the passenger side. So I guess it was a head-on collision. And the guy that was driving the other car, he passed away. The guy driving her car passed away, and she passed away. You know, so that's just another thing that's just horrible because them kids have a program. You know, no one's going to do the stuff and make them feel the way that their mother is. You know, I know one of the sons, he has homeschooled, and it was just showing she brought all of them, like the earphones and stuff. Like, she made it work, you know what I'm saying? I think, I don't want to say she was barely making it, but what she had, she made it work. And it's just really sad, you know, that had to happen to her, you know. So like, now her 4 kids, you know, they have to go into the unknown. You know, hopefully, you know, they go to a family member that can kind of, you know, make them comfortable as their mother did. You know, because in some situations it's not like that. You know, they get in other situations, they get separated, and then you never know how their life's going to turn out 10 years from now, you know, versus if their mother was here, you know, because I know with my kids, they have a routine, and it's like, I know a lot of stuff that they want and need, only I get. Like, if they try to go ask their grandparents or, you know, whoever else in the family, like, it's like they can't do it, or if they do, they get them a certain brand, you know, it's like it's different. And then, like, you know, so it's just like, it's horrible, you know. Condolences to her and her babies. You know, I hope everything, you know, works out with their situation. It's just really unfortunate. You know, life is definitely too short. You know, we're all brothers and sisters under God. You know, just a lot of negative going on right now. There's just a lot of, you know, changes. Definitely recently a change, a really big change. So, you know, it's just, we have to, you know, love one another and, you know, just keep going and you know, just stay prayed up and focused and, you know, just be a blessing, you know. So, um, yes, you guys, that's all I have for today. This is my first time, you know, coming back. It's been a minute, because I was, you know, used to another program, you know, but, you know, like I said, due to unforeseen circumstances, that's, you know, that's no longer right now, and it's not gonna be for a while, you know. So I'll be taking over Miss Golden. Um, I'll be like, you know, just want to talk about like real life stuff. You know, hope you guys are interested. And just, you know, just keep you updated on everything. But I hope y'all have a blessed week ahead. Um, be a blessing. Love everyone, because you never know, you know, when's our last day. You know, just especially everything that's going on. Yeah. But I hope like this video was cool, because like I said, it's just like my first day back. I'm nervous, but like I said, I'll probably be like trying to bring content like maybe on the week, definitely on the weekends, because during the week I'm busy. I'm just busy and tired. So like every other Saturday or every other Sunday, and try to drop it like on a Monday. So shout out to the round table. I love y'all. Um, Hope y'all keep rocking with me. But yeah, just until the next time, stay safe out there. Peace and blessings.